Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to a game called The Beginner's Guide. Now, this is it's put together by the same person who made the Stanley Parable? Oh. But this is a series of games created by his friend, and who he takes a lot of inspiration from, and he wanted to kind of create an homage for his friend. Now, I saw this, and I wanted to experience this for myself. The narrator will explain a lot of it, so it's going to be a lot of listening. But if you guys are willing to listen to it along with me and experience it with me, go right ahead. That's why you clicked the video, I assume. But yeah, let's go ahead and experience this.
Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011. We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Yeah, so far this concept is actually pretty fascinating to learn about what other people, to learn what was going through his head.
Warning. Whisper machine active.
Ah!
Construction imminent.
Warning,
This
Whisper.
game is called Escape from Whisper, and
All
it's
right.
one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Okay, thank you. It's very loud. Can I? There we go, I can hear a little bit now. Alright. But yeah, the concept of him making a collaboration of his friends' games and then explaining to him and then letting us experience them is just fascinating to me. Even if the games might not be all that good, it's a very interesting concept. And I always love how the creator for Stanley Parable always goes out of the box for his kind of
It kinda
games.
looks like this game was abandoned mid-development.
Uh-huh.
For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately, we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shooting.
Oh, okay, I can go. No sprint button. Alright, so yeah, I can go through the door. I don't know. Yeah. Whisper machine.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
That's kind of cute. I have found the end of the world. I don't have any bullets again. I kind of want... What's that? I kind of want more bullets. Can I go? No? Where do you want me to go? Oh, okay. Alright, so... Ooh. But yeah, like I said, this concept is just fascinating. Like, take someone who,
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Oh, good.
Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, okay, well, thank you. Maybe I wanted to explore
Or
it.
if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Alright, I'll continue on. You can skip me ahead. I'm okay with this.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
Where'd my gun go?
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how
Uh-huh.
it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Uh-huh. Did I turn it off? Ooh. Shit.
Hey, you there, in the
Hi.
engine room.
Hello.
You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We can disrupt it by introducing
No.
a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam.
My body?
It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Would
Yes.
you give yourself?
Yes. I must save humanity. Ah!
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens
What do you mean?
instead.
What happens? What? What'd I do? Wait, there's a bug? So wait, does that mean you fixed the bug? Tell my dog to don't eat cookies! Oh. Oh, what balls? I am free!
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him.
That's
Because,
interesting.
yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system.
That's actually pretty cool.
Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Oh, you're going to teleport to me November 2008. Oh, hi. The past was behind her.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Ah! Alright, this is weird. Oh no. Oh, I don't know. Oh, okay, this is strange. Oh, this is very strange. Oh, okay. Can I? Okay. Oh,
So
balls.
it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is
Alright.
less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
This is fascinating. When she stops and looks, it becomes clearer. Alright. So it's a concept of moving forward in life, but not actually seeing what the future you're moving towards is. But if the future is always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends.
That
Didn't
was
need anything more than that,
fascinating.
which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Okay, next one.
2008 again. Oh, shit. No, we're doing a horror, aren't we? Oh, I can move forward this time. Oh, okay. So I'm basically on a rail. You are now entering. Entering what? What am I entering? What are you going to show me? Oh, is that
And
it?
that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. I suppose if you're going to force it upon me. Nonsense.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Oh, shit.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Is this the stairway to heaven? Is that where I'm headed? I forgot what the quote at the beginning of the game is, so I don't quite understand the concept of going... Am I going slower? Oh,
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Bring me up. Maybe I want to do it at the crawl. Okay. So I push enter, I'm back at full speed again, so what's through the door? Stand on the X. A game of only oh god! I'm being invaded! Construct a wall, the wall is destroyed,
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
You start in a small room and then you realize, that's interesting.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get
Play
there.
as a pair of floating eyes emitting footstep noises. You are the queen dusting the jewelry while your kingdom is destroyed. A button you press. Oh, I was reading those. Those were fascinating. Those are good ideas. Hold on. Ready, set, fish. Are we playing a fishing game? What are you throwing at me now? Oh, alrighty. Hi. What am I? This doesn't look like a fishing game. Narrator, where'd you go? I kinda need your guidance.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Do I pull a lever? Oh, that was hard. Wait a second, what? Okay, so it's, okay, I didn't solve it yet. Do I have to pull the lever again? Oh, what? Aha! Ha!
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon. We're
That
gonna
puzzle-
see it a lot.
Ah, I did it. Alright. Oh, god damn it. Okay. So we got actual gameplay now. That's fascinating. Can I close that? No, I cannot close that.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end.
Uh-huh.
Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Why? Oh, there's a lot more. Oh, dear God.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
I don't know. Oh, we're back here again. So is this going to have more meaning? Oh, you're now exiting. Okay, so so does this have the same concept?
This, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Oh, this is incredibly fascinating. I love games like this. Well, this is a game, but it's more of a explanation? The Great and Lovely Descent. Alright. I wonder how long this is. Hi. Am I actually supposed to be walking towards the house?
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Alright.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do.
Uh-huh.
So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
The Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Okay.
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Okay. That's fascinating. I don't understand any of it because I'm not a game developer. It's fascinating. Oh god. Oh god, you trust me to do platforming? Oh wait, am I supposed to fall? Oh, I am. Alright, I was apparently supposed to fall. Oh, I can't go over there, it's blocked off. Alright. So, what was that? I heard that. I don't know! Huh, okay, I've been locked in. What? Is this a prison? Oh. Alright, guide me along, game. Oh, shit. Hi. Oh, I can't. Okay. Alright, can I get off? Can I get off? Oh.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go.
An hour?
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Thank you, kindly. So you have to sit in here for a full hour and then you can leave again?
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
There was. Oh, this guy sounds awesome. I want to meet him. Who's that? Oh, it's just a light. Alright. I'm not talking much because I'm just basically just experiencing it for myself. Just listening to the narrator is awesome. Alright, so that's nothing. Oh,
it's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Okay. Aha!
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Thank you! Okay. So, So all is the whole point of this one is just the experience? Oh, hi. What are you? You there. Did you come from above?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Alright. You there, did you come from above? What was up there? Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. 1. Yes, there was a world stamped with white. That's the world above. You've been there. Now, this is important. Do you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. That was literally the last thing I did before coming here. No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I prefer not to tell you, after all, we've only just met. I don't know if this is going to have significance. I don't want to... Well, I heard a gun, so I'm going to tell the truth. Yes, I did. Literally before. Again, perfect. Now, please, tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I don't remember how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't remember how? I don't remember how, I guess. You must think harder. Please, try to remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. Okay, so he's listening now. Oh, can I just go? Okay, I can just go. Huh? Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? Huh? No, we actually find the black space between the doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the, Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Actually, now that you mention it, I remember feeling strange as I passed through it. Don't think too hard about it. You'll see it again soon. Really? Okay. This is... Okay. Oh.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
One final... So, okay, so am I almost at the end of this one? Jump, jump, jump. Okay, so we're in the prison block. Where do you want me to go?
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Why?
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them.
Alrighty.
And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
Okay. So the lamppost represents an ending. Well, he said destination. So, he marks it as this game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Kind of like the concept in, oh. Nice room. Not. Can I leave a note? How do I leave a note?
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this,
How do you
but
beat this
this
game?
game is not connected to the internet.
Okay,
All of the
no
notes
point
that
to
you're going
this.
to see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played.
Oh,
This
dear
was
God.
Shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento,
Oh, holy
where
shit.
I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right
Nope.
away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Okay.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
Can I jump down there? I cannot go down there. Game that was not meant to be played.
But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
Uh-huh.
I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Oh, this is fascinating. I'm not going to sit here and read it. I kind of want to see here and just read them all. It's interesting. Don't bother. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything. Stop, turn back, proceeding further will only result in... Can you imagine just sitting here making a game like this and just writing thousands of messages, just words and things, just spilling your ideas out? Kind of like the concept of taking a sheet of paper and just writing any sentence that comes to mind. Like a thing I do when I'm trying to like come up with an idea or solve something or trying to figure out something. I'm trying to continue because I want to actually continue the game. But take a piece of paper, write numbers like 1 through 20, and then write any and every idea that pops into your head on that paper, on each number. No matter how dumb the idea, no matter how smart the idea, even if you think it's the stupidest idea in the world, write it down on that piece of paper. Then don't reread them or anything like that. Just for an hour, just sit here, write every single idea that comes into your head. Fold that piece of paper up, leave it somewhere, and then look at it first thing in the morning over those ideas and actually get a concept on whether those ideas are good or bad. Because a lot of the ideas you thought would have been bad are actually good ideas. It's just the concept of that, it's just fascinating. Which I got that idea I got from in a book in a book series I read called The Spook's Apprentice, which you should check out. It's really good. It's actually it's my favorite series. But yeah, that's kind of the same concept I'm getting from this. He created an area.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on. And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Is that a typewriter right here? How do you leave notes? The hell? Oh, okay, destination. Are you there? Please say something. I can't be anything. I just need you to say something. Talk to me. Please talk to me. Speak, speak, speak. Speak, okay. Oh, this 2009. I don't know how long this is going to be, but I'm going to play it all in one go. It's probably going to be a long video. Porn stars die too.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Like I said, this... Hi. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're going to the party! Bringing all my friends. Bringing all the beer. Oh boy, we're gonna have some fun tonight. Wait, am I just going in a circle? How long are these stairs? Okay. Alright, so what's happening here? Hey, I'm in a well?
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Version... Oh, okay, so... Wait, the stuff is gone now. What furniture ought to be in the center of a room? Oh, oh, okay. I'll put a giant hole in the ground. Let's put a hole in the ground. That is not a hole in the ground. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. Okay, I don't think it matters what I choose, does it? I think we should light up this room a bit. A skylight full ceiling window. Let's open this up, baby. I think a 10 blah 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 blah. Let's Tesla coils. Well, I guess it. And a table. We need to. I don't think it matters what choice I make. All right. Why? Oh, okay. Alrighty.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Yeah, it's strange, but it's awesome.
Oh, so, okay. He throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guide will enable you to follow instructions carefully. Take care. Okay. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click and turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off and then back on. Now go to the left side sofa, move it a little bit, okay? Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start and to be taken back to your prison. All right. All right.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on?
So he felt trapped.
But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
But it's a prison game. Okay. Okay, there's the lamp, so that's our destination then. Okay, so there's not an actual... It's very dark, and my ear's itchy. No! Ow! That's fascinating. Alright. Well, I hate to do this if you made it this far. I apologize, but I'm going to end the video here. If you want to check out... I'm not going to continue any farther, because I want you guys to check out the game yourself and experience the ending for it on your own. I'm going to continue playing after I end this video, just to see see how it actually ends. But yeah, there is a link down below. It's $10 on Steam. It is very fascinating. And you most likely will be pondering everything you do as well as life and all this and that. It's very interesting. But yeah, check it out. It's awesome so far. It's not a game. It's an experience. But yeah, anyways, my name has been Master Wolfen. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of the video. Hit that subscribe button to see more content I do in the future. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Do take care now.